What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel today, and we have a very, very lovely, beautiful person to the right of me. You can guys can see that lovely hair, the lovely beard, and the amazing Funko Pop collection behind him. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Jordan SuperCard, right here with us. Say hello, good sir.
Hello.
We are going to have a very fun day. Well, I'm hoping so. These questions are going to be a little bit out there, a little bit fun, and a little bit maybe revealing. All right, so we're just gonna jump straight into it. Jordan, SuperCard.
Yes.
The first question that I would like to know is why Funko Pop's behind you.
Oh, I don't know. This is accidental. Like I accidentally made this wall. I think it started with might have been the AJ Styles Funko. Wow. Funko Pop. I was just walking through the shops and there's a place called Zing, which is sort of like GameStop, but it's more like nerdy physical stuff. You can buy like statues and so I saw that. I walked in. I'm like, what are those things? And it was just like a whole wall of these, like a complete wall of them. And I was like, wow. Had a look at them. Wasn't sure if it was my thing. And then I saw WWE ones and I was like, WWE has them. I saw an AJ Styles one and I bought it. And then like every time I go past the shop, I've at least picked up one. And I guess it's been going on for that long. So I mean, I actually like Funko Pops now. I've been given a couple of them. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of just accidental and I'm just continuing the trend, I guess.
It looks nice. It's a very good background.
Yeah, thanks.
I only have one. I went to go see the Aquaman movie, and when I went to go see it during the pre-release, they had the little Funko Pops for it, and I was like, oh, I got a little, it wasn't Aquaman, but it's a Black Mantis one. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
And it's somewhere in the drawer, I just don't know where.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So your journey on YouTube and Twitch has been nice. I think that you've been uploading videos on YouTube for 5 months. How which do you prefer, Twitch or YouTube?
I'd say Twitch. Twitch is probably easier for me because I don't know, YouTube's fun and all. It's just I like the interactivity of Twitch. You know, I can have a conversation and then I can get a response back, and you just, you're communicating with the viewers. You're having a conversation with them. Other people can come in and join in, and then you're talking to everyone. Whereas YouTube sort of feels like a delayed conversation in a way. Oh, yeah. Like you're saying, oh, what's your favorite pay-per-view during this? And you're sort of like saying your story, and then you upload the video, and then you sort of just sit there, It's fun. I'm trying to get back into it. I mean, I think it's been like 2-3 weeks since I've uploaded. I uploaded one yesterday. I'm trying to get back onto it. I don't know. Twitch is kind of taken over a little bit.
Yeah, Twitch is definitely taking over for me. For me, my last video was the the Poke Cinema one, and that was over 2 months ago, I believe. So YouTube has taken a very deep slide for me. I used to be all for YouTube, and now that I've streamed on Twitch and I tried going back to streaming on YouTube, it's very different. There's not the channel points and all this other stuff makes streaming on Twitch so much more enjoyable. So I do miss YouTube in the aspect of just daily uploads and stuff like that, but so far Twitch has had me, and I might be going back, and I'm not a good editor. So that's the main thing. It was like, for Twitch, I don't have to edit. I just, hey, I'm live. Go.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? You just go live and you have a conversation. That's pretty much streaming. Whereas like, I agree. I've tried YouTube streaming. I did it once. I was in a call with Bullfrog Funtime, and he was constantly reminding me, hey, make sure you check the YouTube chat and like focus on that, because I completely forgot that I was doing it on that as well. Like I was reading Twitch chat, interacting with them, then there'd be a comment from the YouTube one just sitting there for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't even know if the person's still here. I've probably just ignored them, and now they've left. They hate me now. They don't like me anymore. But I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll get back into it. Like you said, there's no like channel points, and it's pretty much just like a live YouTube video, I guess.
I'll say live YouTube video. It's very different.
Yeah.
So for being on Twitch for a while, what do you think that if you were working for Twitch, what could you do to improve the live streaming way in your own, like, what would you try?
Maybe try and help exposure for smaller channels. I know there's a lot of focus on like, the big streamers and making sure they're getting the viewers, because at the end of the day, they're big streamers for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess like with that sort of mindset and that focus, you're not really giving the chance of the newer streamers to then come up and say, hey, by the way, there's also these people here streaming as well.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't have any eyes on them at the moment, which I feel Twitch can help bring some more eyes to their channel. But it's just like, it's kind of the same people,
Yeah, for me, even for YouTube, I think YouTube is much harder to be discovered on than Twitch because their algorithm is so crazy. But for Twitch, it's kind of simple, but it's like the more viewers you're on the top, the less viewers you're on the bottom. But most of the time, the people on the bottom are much better than the people on top. Like you said, it's just the people who are bigger and they're already known, but nobody's giving a chance to the little guy. And I think that they should have their own, like, I don't know, like spotlight section for like, hey, like saying, hey, this person has 0 viewers, go check them out. Like they should have a dedicated section. It's so simple. I wouldn't say so simple, but I think
it'd be like, this is this person's like first stream, or maybe like they've hit a milestone or whatever. And then go, okay, well this person's now got a spotlight. Have like Twitch spotlights or something.
Yeah.
But I guess that's sort of where we're lucky with SuperCard, right? Because there's not really that many streamers for SuperCard.
Yeah, it's not
like
that many.
I say it all the time. Like, streaming for SuperCard, it needs to be open for everyone. I'm constantly asked, like, should I start streaming? I'm like, absolutely,
do it.
The more streamers, the better.
Yeah, the more exposure.
Like you go on, and you go on Twitch now, and there's probably like 2 or 3 people streaming SuperCard. So a new streamer is just going to pop up straight away. Whereas in a game like Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto, you're gonna have to scroll down quite a bit to see the newer streamers. Like there's nothing to help out the newer streamers on like oversaturated games. Yeah.
It's still crazy to think like I'm gonna bring up Zoms. Like every time he goes live, there's always, I want to say, I think it's like 500 to 700 people, sometimes a little bit less. But like but when they're not live, I don't see any other channel with that. And I wish that, like, because I know people come from his YouTube channel and come watch him when he streams. But I wish some of those people would like go and check out the newer people or the more established people who aren't them. I have nothing against them. I respect Zom, Funky, all them amazing people. I would still want you guys on the show, just saying. But there's like the saying, there's a diamond in the rough. Like there's so many people that are hidden and not, I wouldn't say getting the exposure and recognition that they need, but there are some really great people. Like I really like Henry 116. Shout out to him. Yeah. Lazybug, I really love him. Amazing guy, genuine guy. There's an up and coming guy, Savani 7, that I'm trying to talk to. He's really nice. There's just so many people like create so many good memories with all these new people. And then of course like just you, of course. I mean, I don't count you as small. Like that's sailed. I
mean, I look at it like this. Like I'm always going to consider myself a small streamer. I'm never going to consider myself like a big channel. Like I always feel like there's room to grow. You've never made it. There's always something different you can do. There's always, more viewers you can get. There's more viewers you can entertain. There's always, a bigger goal to achieve. You've never made it, Look, I guess the problem is like time zones. Time zones is a big deal for me, especially because like my time slots is at 10 p.m. And the reason I stream from 10 p.m. is because that's, around morning time in the US. And a majority of the viewers are from the US. So, I mean, if that means I go to sleep at 1 or 2 in the morning, I mean, look, I'd rather not stream at the same time as King Kitten. I'm friends with him. I don't really want to try and compete with his time spot. I'd rather be in the call with him and chat with him, Yeah. But no, I absolutely agree. There's a lot of streamers in SuperCard, and that's good. That I remember maybe a couple of years ago, there would only be 2 or 3 streamers max.
Yep.
Now there's maybe 2 or 3 streamers on a quiet day. I think if an event comes, maybe like Codebreaker, right? The first day of Codebreaker, there was quite a lot of streamers on, and that's good. People.
Yeah, I'm following most of them on my left side, and I was like, which one do I choose? All of them. Yeah. I literally will have little browser things open for everybody.
Yeah, and it's good, you know. Like I've always, it's gonna be like a weird comparison to make, but it's sort of like I always look as like Twitch as like a restaurant, you know. Like the stream is like the different items on the menu. Sometimes you feel like watching this streamer, sometimes you want to watch that streamer. It's just giving more options of who's live, you know, who you want to watch. You know, maybe a certain streamer that you watch all the time is not live at the moment, but there's other streamers, you know. Then you go check them out and you're helping them grow. You're interacting with them. You're making that streamer feel more confident because instead of going, oh, my favorite streamer's not on right now, I'm just going to close down Twitch. You've taken the time out of your day to go say hello to them. And that means a lot for a streamer. It really does.
So you are a big supporter of The Miz.
Yes, sir.
Let everybody know why. And I'm going to have a follow-up question to this.
I don't know. I feel like I've always been a fan of him. You know, I'd say since like 2009, late 2008. I remember like a little bit of backstory. This is going to sound so nerdy, but it all sort of comes together. I wasn't really the best at school, you know, whether it was paying attention in class, whether it was, you know, socializing. I was always like that kid that was always sitting at the back of the classroom, wasn't really talking to anyone. And I'm going to admit I was bullied quite a lot. And, you know, my sort of relief from that was going home and watching wrestling. And then when I see The Miz come up and he's, you know, cutting promos about how he doesn't care whether people like him or hate him, you know, he's going to be him. You know, there was a promo saying, what did he say? I'd rather use hate me for everything I am than love me for something I'm not. You know, that's a heel promo to cut. But then like child me took that as, you know, he's got a point. People aren't going to like him for him. You know, people are going to hate him. And that's sort of like what I'm going through at school, right? Like I'm that different kid, which is getting bullied for being different. I'm not going to change for the people which are bullying me, you know? I'm going to be me for me, and I'm not going to be someone else for them. So I guess like sort of watching his career, I'm like, okay, I can relate to this guy, you know? And then seeing him succeed, and it's just making me more of a fan.
I have always been a fan of The Miz. I went on statement, I don't know if it was on stream or a YouTube video when I was talking to somebody, but I still believe till today that, I mean, I can debate it, but I think he is hands down the best heel of all time.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that because there's not, like, even when he's a good guy, like, when he's a good guy, you get that,
something about him that you just don't like.
Yeah. But when he's a heel, it's perfect. Like, his run as the Intercontinental Champion, perfect. Nothing better.
Yes.
Nobody can make that title look as good as he did. Nobody can cut the promos like he did. He brought the B team up, made them look freaking fantastic. Anything literally he's booked in. I know this, spoiler, anybody have you watched Backlash?
Yeah.
Okay, anybody who has watched that, I'm sorry. That's not Miz, but he tried to make the best of it. But anything he's in is
that was it was a match, I guess. That's what you can call it. That's like the best take you can get from it, right? But that's another example that he's a company man. He will just do anything that the company wants him to do. If it's, you know, doing a zombie match, or, you know, I get reminded of this constantly by my chat. If he held the title for 7 days and 23 hours, thanks for reminding me daily, by the way. He's more than happy to do it because that's what the company wants him to do. And that's why he's so successful, because he's always just like, yeah, I'll do that. Sure. Promotions, any media, yeah, he'll do that.
He's like, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I think the promo, the most heated promo with him and Brian, which can still be debated till today if it was real or not, if it was scripted, when he said that how like people are injured, he's not injured, he's always been there day one, day in, day out. And it's true. Like, you can see he's there weekly. Of course, he had his like break for like doing movies for WWE, but he was always doing stuff for WWE.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's just like John Cena and then they're like, oh, we're going to go do this, we're going to do that. No, he was still working for the company. He just wasn't on screen. So, like I said, I think The Miz is hands down the best heel of all time. I can give him that. You just love to hate the guy. It's just that simple. You just love to hate him. All right, so my second...
he's one of those people... Well, sorry. No. I was going to say, like, he's one of those people where if you're new to the product and he comes out, you're just going to be like, okay, there's something about this guy that you just don't like. Like you just look at him and it's like, okay, he's overconfident, you know? Like, well, I'm gonna hate this man. Oh, he's talking. I hate him even more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so this will be like little side questions for the Miz. Do you prefer spiky hair Miz or long flip hair Miz?
I don't know. I was a fan of Spiky Head Miz for a while.
I
I'd
like
say
the
like
flip.
when he held the title and like had, Alex Riley and that sort of stuff going on, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit when he started doing the Hollywood stuff, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but he made
But
it
he
work.
made it work.
Yeah, and it's just like I look at it like, could Miz back then do what he did with the IC title? I don't think he would
I
have
don't
been
think he
able
could
to.
now.
Yeah, so I guess like I'd say probably Miz now. Yeah, like
Yeah.
he held the title back then, sure, but I mean he looked just as good with the title this year. So
Yep.
I don't know. I'd probably go. Probably go comeback Miz.
I like it. If you had the freedom and creative to book him for 1 month, how would you book him? And what type of matches would you book him in? You have full creative. Anybody you want. You're the boss. How would you book him?
Oh, he's gonna look like Sheamus from WWE 12, have all the titles all over him. I don't know. Obviously, I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna give him a main title run. Gonna last longer than a week.
Oh, don't forget the 23 hours.
Honestly, and the 23 hours, yes. But I don't know. I'm a big fan of like long-term storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if something happens with Morrison, maybe if I don't know. I don't know. The problem is like the other people he's done stuff with, like Big Show, he's not under contract anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Riley, he's not under contract anymore. So maybe like a title match, Miz and Morrison. I think that sort of be like a cool thing. Weirdly enough, I'd probably put Morrison over in that match, just because that way you can say both Miz and Morrison held the title.
Wow.
That's weird. But Miz and Morrison, the ECW tag team that did nothing on the main roster, both were world champs.
Would you throw
That's how
R-Truth
I'd book
into
it.
somewhere in this mix?
Yeah, I mean that sort of happened, right? I think it was
him
the
and Truth.
triple threat steel cage. Yeah, I think
was fun.
R-Truth got cost the match because of Morrison. So I guess it sort of happened already. Yeah.
So would you have him, like you said, have all the titles?
No,
or is
no,
it
no,
just the
no.
main title run?
Yeah, probably just the main title. Either that or the IC. I'm really not a fan. I know I'm going to contradict myself with the Sheamus joke. I'm not really a fan of like multi-champion wrestlers. Like if you have one title, you shouldn't be holding a second, because then it makes the second title irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like you're only defending one of those titles at the pay-per-view. The other one's going to be forgotten about. Like the stuff that was happening with the women's tag team titles, right?
Yeah.
You had Asuka, who was the Raw Women's Champ, going for the tag titles. Immediately after that, you had Sasha, who was a SmackDown Women's Champion, going for the tag titles, which meant that those titles weren't even being looked at because of it.
So bad booking.
I don't know. I'm just not really a fan of that,
No. The only time I did like when the titles were unified was with Chris Jericho way back in the day, where he was the undisputed champ.
Yeah.
That was the only time I actually was like, okay, both titles are really cool. But ever since then, it's just don't put two titles on somebody. No, it's not worth it. There was something I was going with that, but I honestly can't remember now. So we're gonna jump to the next question. If you weren't streaming, what would be your hobby?
Ooh, gaming's always been my hobby. I'd probably say gaming. I'm currently studying to do some stuff business-wise. So that's sort of happening like one day a week. I want to try and get a business started. I don't know, probably just those two. I don't really have too many hobbies, like watching wrestling and gaming. That's pretty much it. If it wasn't for streaming, then that'd be it.
See, a lot of people, like, I get stuff in my daily life where, like, I'm perfectly fine with, like, before. I know this is going on YouTube, so I'm probably going to get, like, mentioned or something. But the C word, I can't mention it fully, where you get your jab, the C word,
Yep.
has really shown me that I've been me all along. Like, going outside with friends, nah! Sitting down in front of a computer all day, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. You're in your comfort zone. Like, I try and make this place look as pretty as possible because it's a place I feel comfortable in.
Yeah.
I'm going to personalize it. Whereas if I'm outside, like, I can't control how the venue looks. I can't control how the venue feels. I can only somewhat control how I feel. But even then, like, how I'm feeling can sometimes be unhappy. Whereas here with a ring light and a blue light and my logo, like, I'm happy here,
Yep.
Like, I enjoy doing this.
Yep. I still, at least daily, I try to explain to my wife, like, she's like, you didn't go outside? I was like, why do I want to go outside?
Yeah.
I know what's out there. People. I don't like people. I'll talk to you via computer, but, like, most of the times, like, even my closest friend still to today, I haven't talked to one of my best friends in, like, 4 months. But we know, like, if we need to talk, like, we're going to message each other. But it's just one of those things where I'm becoming a hermit, and I really don't message many people. I really don't. Most time, like, the amount of time that I'm streaming is probably the most interaction I have with people.
Yeah, same.
So it's everybody has their comfort, and a lot of people don't really understand gaming. All people see is, like, when people think gaming, all they think is, like, Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto or something like that, where you just shooting people doing this. No, there's freaking other games out there, like I'm a big fan of Unravel. I don't have a PlayStation, but I've watched Unravel gameplay a lot. I don't know do you know what Unravel is?
I've heard of it.
It's like a little yarn. You play as a little yarn character on the PlayStation, and there's a red and blue one. You literally just go around, like, trying to solve puzzles and do things. It's a super simple game. Well, I won't say super simple, but it's such a nice concept where you're just watching a piece of yarn, a yarn toy, go around and throw a string and climb up and do puzzles and stuff. But it's such a relaxing thing, and everybody thinks, "Oh, you game all day? What's the point of that?" People actually watch people who play games. Yeah,
that annoys me because you can say the same about sport. It's like,
you're watching people play football.
The days of being told, "Hey, go outside and play with your friends." Those same people which said that are now sitting on the lounge cheering on the players in the NBA and FIFA. I mean, you can't, like, when people say that, it annoys me because it's like, you watch these people for a reason.
Yep.
You watch. I'm going to give an example. You watch something like The Simpsons, right? That's a TV show about stuff happening in their lives, right? What's the difference between watching a TV show on someone's life when you've got your own life to live, right? Like, there's no difference. It all sort of comes back to, hey, you're watching it. Why don't you just do it yourself? Like, that's pretty much everything we've got right now. Video games is like, it's a lot more broad than it used to be. Like you said, there's those peaceful games which you can sit down, you can play with, your family, your friends, your children, your sisters, your brothers, with whoever, like you could play games like that. You can play racing games, you can play sports games, shooting games, SuperCard, stuff like that. There's like a whole new category of gaming than there used to be, right? It's getting more people into it. Twitch has just blown up because of it, like it's just sort of made gaming a center focus again. It's like, it almost used to be really weird when you used to say that you were a gamer. Like back in the day, you used to say, "Oh, I play video games," and people just looked at you like, "Oh, you're a nerd." But now these days, it's like, "Oh, well, do you have the PS5? What games are you playing on the PS5?" It's just like a normal thing now. But yet, there's still those people which are like, "Games are weird. Why are you playing games for? Just go outside."
I'm married to one of those people.
Yeah, I am very lucky. My girlfriend actually bought a Switch. She loves Pokemon, so I'm like, all right, I'll get you a Switch. So whenever I'm like playing SuperCard or playing on the PlayStation, she's on the Switch, and I'm like, thank God she's not telling me to go outside or go anywhere. She's happy on the Switch. Thank God. Like, I mean, there's still times where she's like, "Oh, well, let's go out and watch a movie." Then I'm like, all right, what do you want to watch on Netflix? Like, like I don't know.
We pay for this, might as well use it.
Yeah, I was like, we've got streaming services. Why not? But hey, I don't know, man.
See, oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it! It was something to do with the gaming thing. It broke my mind. Now I started thinking about movies and things like that. But for my wife, she really does not understand. And I even told her, I was like, I don't expect you to understand. Oh, now I remember. Pokemon. You said Pokemon. That was the closest I've ever got my wife into doing anything with me gaming related. Was when we went out on Pokemon Go adventures. That was the closest. And she was like, "Oh, this is cute." And I'm like, "Yeah, cute, cool." I'm over here like, "Ooh, I'm looking for the perfect attack, perfect defense. Oh, I gotta find this. I'm on a goal." And she's just like, "Oh, cutie." And I was like, "Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it."
It's like, look what I caught, and you're there struggling like, I'm not getting it. It ran away, and you're getting frustrated and taking it seriously because as a gamer, you take it so seriously. Yep. And then, you know, your girlfriend's there like, look what I got. And you're like, I'm trying to get it. You just take it like to the next level, you know? I don't know.
There's one thing my wife told me. She was like, well, if games make you so mad, then why don't you stop playing? And I was like, if me personally, if I ever don't get mad at a game, I'm done being a gamer. Like that, it's that simple. If I don't rage at a game because I'm getting frustrated or stuck or I can't do something, then I've basically given up on gaming. That's simple.
Gaming's like the modern day movies in a way. You know, like there's times back then where you go, okay, I want to watch a movie. You'd sit down in the lounge, watch a movie. Gaming wasn't a big thing back then. You wanted to do something, you'd watch a movie or a TV show. Now these days, you know, you've got story games like The Last of Us, like, you know, Far Cry. Like there's all these games out there which are big story games which make you feel like you're involved in it. Some make you happy, some make you sad, some make you angry. Call of Duty makes you angry.
Top of the shelf.
I may have lost a monitor over Counter-Strike. Games are supposed to make you emotional, you know, just like movies did. But the only difference is gaming gets you involved in it, which makes you even more emotional on top.
Yep.
You know, it's like when you go to a movie and the person next to you is crying over something that happened in a movie, right? That same person will then have a go at you because you're getting angry at a video game. Like, I don't see the difference.
He was like, you know, that's not real, right? But my anger for playing this game is real. It's the same thing. Your emotion of sadness is the same as my anger. It's just the way it's coming about.
I love Marvel. I love Marvel. I love DC. But like when you're in a cinema with me, crying over Marvel, and like, you know,
DC all the way,
having a go at me, hey, there you go, Superman. See, like when someone gets emotional over characters that aren't real, like Groot or like, you know, just anyone in that movie that's not real. It's a fake character. But yet, if I play a video game and then something happens and I get angry or sad or whatever, it's kind of looked at weirdly. But I mean,
it's just because they don't understand it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's what people don't realize is that like we said, like gaming is not just killing, murder. There's puzzle games. There's family, like the game of life, board games. People, that's gaming. If you're playing a board game, that's considered gaming. It's just not video gaming, like on screen, but you're still, even if you're playing solitaire or goldfish or something like that, Minesweep, that's considered gaming. People have been gaming for years, but people are just like, they just have that stigma of like, oh, gaming's bad for you. It makes your brain rot. No, gaming has had me more focused. You think more. Yeah, gaming has had me more focused than school ever had me. Like I'll build games such as like where you have the min-max, like Outriders and all these other things, like BioWare games, where you have to like find stats and find this piece that perfect God rolls. Like that has me thinking, and I'm like, oh, I can do this, and then the numbers, and I'm crunching all this stuff. I can't do that. I can do that on games, but if you put like a math paper in front of me, I'm like, holy snap.
Yeah, because gaming just has your interest. Like even SuperCard, for an example, right? You're worrying about numbers and stats, and then meanwhile, if I'm in a classroom being asked, how many apples does Jimmy have after giving away 3? I'm not going to know. I'm not going to care. But if you're telling me how many stats I'm going to gain by putting this equipment on the card, I can tell you. Because that's something I'm interested in, you know, whereas I could care less about what happens in a classroom.
Yeah, once they started adding letters, I gave up.
I can't learn, so, yeah.
Yeah, once they did the X, Y, B, I was like, there's letters in here now? Oh, hell no.
Can't I just tell you that's a triangle? Like, what do you need to work out? It's a triangle. It's triangle, point, ramp, letter. Why do you want me to work out other stuff? I'm not smart. You can't expect that from me.
I had rants and stuff in my head from when I was in school, and they would call me up to go to the we call them Blackboard, but I know Blackboard is like taken off the word list in most schools and places now because it's Blackboard, and I'm like, that's what it is. It's a Blackboard. God damn it. If any black person takes offense for you calling a blackboard, they're stupid. Just saying. I'm not going to get into that, but if somebody was to say like gaming, like I said earlier, like gaming ruins your health. I understand. If you're sitting down in front of the computer for 12, 13 hours a day, it's going to mess with your eyes. Hence why I have glasses. It's going to mess with you. But what people don't see is that you're more focused. You're more driven. You're more like what was it? Oh, dang. I'm trying to remember what this article I read. And I have it saved. It's on my tablet. Oh, damn it. It was an article basically saying like the pros and cons of gaming and how the pros actually outweigh the cons after, I think it was like a 20-year study. And whenever I read it, it actually made me feel a little bit more, I won't say proud, more open to saying, yeah, hey, I play video games. Because, like I said, and people in my life, like my wife, like I still love her to death, but of course, we're not going to see eye to eye on everything. My wife, her parents, and stuff like that, we see gaming as two different things. I understand that I have a problem gaming. I know I do. If I'm not sitting at my computer, I'm on my phone playing a mobile game. If I'm not on my phone playing a mobile game, I'm on my computer. I know I have a problem, but it's my problem. Like, I think there's like 100 things I can be doing worse than spending $4 a week, maybe $10 a week on SuperCard.
It goes back to the movie conversation, right? If someone sits down and watches a bunch of movies a day, they're considered a movie buff. Mm-hmm. If I sit down and play video games for multiple hours a day, I'm considered a nerd and unhealthy.
Yep.
I guess it's just like people's understanding of something that affects, their opinions on it. Like gaming, like I said before, it's sort of like a movie, but you're involved in the movie, You feel more connected to it because you're playing it, you're in the movie. But like, I don't know, I'm the same. Like if I'm not playing on the computer, I'm walking around with my phone in my hands, Like it's one or the other. Yeah. If we go out in public, I'm walking around with my phone. Yeah. Like that's just how it is,
Yep. And I saw an actual statistic do you know what IGN is? The company IGN. Okay, they showed that gaming made more money, and it was a lot more money than movies and stuff before the virus hit. So, and it was a lot. I can't remember the exact number, but it was a lot more than actual movies made. Games sold like much more, and I was like, people just need to realize that this is 2021. Things are gonna change. Things are changing, and people just like need to keep their opinion. I wouldn't say keep their opinions to themselves. Like just voice it less, because what you might like, other people might not like. So you can never please everybody. Please yourself, and that's what we basically do. That sounds very wrong.
Yeah, I guess that's like. Hold on. That's like the good thing and the bad thing about people, right? It's like everyone's got their own opinions, everyone's got their own interests, but then like the bad thing about people is if they don't like something, they'll let you know.
Oh yes.
Like as content creators, you will get that a lot. Mm-hmm. I get it, and it's constant. But the thing is, like, as long as you're happy doing whatever you're doing, whatever movie you're watching, whatever game you're playing, video you're making, that's what I was going to say. As long as you're happy doing it, that what you're doing shouldn't be persuaded by other people, because at the end of the day, only you know what you want. It's like, for an example, if you're happy playing a game, right? You love this game, you've been playing it for a while, then someone's telling you, oh, play this other game. You might not like it, and then you start playing that game and you lose interest in it, It's like, would I rather do something I don't want to do, or would I rather stick to something I know and I'm happy doing? Because I can tell you, if I had to choose between watching movies for a couple hours a day or playing video games for a couple hours a day, I'm playing video games.
Oh, I'm playing video games.
Absolutely, yeah, because that's just what makes me happy. But I'm not going to go and, go up to the person sitting on the lounge and say, hey, this movie's stupid and it's unhealthy. Go do something else. And then I sit down and put my headphones on and play a video game.
Yep.
I'm not going to do that, because that just doesn't make sense.
And so for me, since I have dual monitors, I'm literally, I'll be gaming and I'll have Netflix or something pulled up, or YouTube or somebody's Twitch stream, and I'm doing both while focusing on doing all these things. And if you put somebody who's not, I understand if you're not a gamer, but you put somebody down and say, hey, if it's so easy, go for it. Try it. See, tell me if you can do all these things that I'm doing. And then you say I'm lazy. Nope, I'm just a different type of focus as you. So I know like I said, I personally, I'm coming to terms with I have a very unhealthy obsession with gaming, but I mean, it's making me happy, and everybody's like, oh, but don't you want to be fit? Don't you want to live longer? I was like, yeah, I'm eating healthy. I mean, I'm doing bike rides and stuff, but y'all don't see that. Y'all just see me streaming and like posting stuff. You don't see the full 24 hours. So whenever somebody comes up to me with like accusation or something, just like, oh, well, your job or your Twitch streaming is easy, and I was like, gaming is super easy. Some of them, yes, but
here's the thing: at the end of the day, content creation, you show people what you want them to see.
Exactly.
And people's opinions are based on what you wanted them to see. Like, I'm not gonna go off and record what I do in my everyday life. Like, the video is about the video. It's about the game I'm playing and what I'm doing here. I'm not gonna be like, all right, well, the video's done now. I'm gonna walk outside, go to the shops, whatever. People are busy boys. People are always doing something else. Like what happens on this camera, what happens in this chair, what happens here. Sure, people can see. When I'm streaming, when I'm recording, whatever, people can see that. But when I turn it off, people have no idea what I'm doing.
Yep.
So like, it's just the mindset of, oh, you don't do anything or you're lazy. It's like, well, you don't really know that. You know that from like the 2 or 3 hours I stream. It's not the 21 hours of the day. You don't know what happens there.
Yep. I fully agree with that, and it's crazy it's just the lengths people will go to try and make their opinion valid and make other people believe it. And I'm just like, okay. That's actually more tiring probably than actually streaming.
Yeah, it's just reading the comments and you're like, well, you feel like, oh, that was a good stream or that was a great video. Then you get that one, that one bad comment telling you that they didn't like it. Neither though there's like so many other people telling you, hey, I enjoyed it. That one bad comment will just
stick with you,
influence you, and just stay with you.
Yep.
Like I don't get why people do that. Like I've seen some pretty bad messages. I don't get what people gain from doing that. Like I don't get what happiness comes out from it. But hey, look, you keep doing you, I'll keep doing me. At the end of the day, you're clicking on the video and giving me a view. If you don't like it, you wouldn't be doing it. So thank you.
All right, we're going to jump back into a little bit. This question has been asked to every single guest except for Biggie Dude. I think I didn't ask him. Are you a boobs or an ass kind of guy?
I was worried about this question.
This has come up to every single one. It's a tradition up here. This is where it breaks free.
I don't know how to answer this. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be that one guy. I'm a personality kind of person. I'm in a relationship. But look, I don't know. As long as I can get along with a person, as corny and cheesy as that sounds, that's the answer, man.
Hey,
I'd rather be with someone I'm happy with than feeling like I'm forced into the relationship. I don't know. I'm personality.
Hey, it wasn't a forced question, a forced answer. You can go as you please. And it was a very, very smart touch to look straight into the camera. Very, very smart. I tell you what you did there. So there is a big thing. I hate to bring this up. It's nothing about you or me, but it's becoming a topic. And I know I'm going to be making something myself talking about it, but this is the first time where I'm actually going to talk about it. SuperCard and like who they're partnered with. Like Zomba Barbecue and people who get like the credits and stuff. I'm not hating. I truly support that. You guys deserve it. You guys. But do you think it's time for them to find the next wave of people?
I think it's I don't know. People have a lot of different mindsets when it comes to this. I'm trying to.
Yeah, see, that's why I want to make a video and I haven't talked about it. Like I said, I'm not saying Super Zom. All of them,
no.
Support them.
It's nothing about anyone. It's just like like it goes back to the topic earlier that we were talking about. SuperCard then and SuperCard now. There's more streamers. Mm-hmm. There's more options on who to watch. There's more personalities.
Yep.
Like I guess as time goes on, there will continue to be more streamers. Give the game a year or two, more streamers will come up.
Oh, definitely.
But because I guess like some people have the mindset of. The company doesn't look out for new people. They're looking out for new people. they're looking out for new people, but it's just like who sort of suits what they're doing and who is, I don't know. You got to look at it like who's a company willing to talk to and say, hey, that person's working with us.
Mm-hmm.
And it just comes down to that person at the end of the day, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to what that content creator can give back. It comes to, you know, how they can work together. If the person, you know, isn't really active and uploads maybe, you know, once every 3 weeks on YouTube, like I have uploaded for the first time this month. That's me. Look, I am probably not going to be the first choice, but you know, I guess it's like they want people consistent. You know, it's not about hating the company because of who they've got. It's more hoping the best for the content creator that you're, you know, wanting to get successful. You want to stick with them and just go, okay, I like this content creator. Hopefully something happens with them, but I'm also not going to hate everybody because nothing's happening with them. You know, it's about time. It's about waiting, you know, waiting for like that perfect moment in the game where like a new mode might be coming out or a new season or, you know, something important for the game where they will reach out and go, hey, by the way, we need this promoted, you know?
See, that's actually the thing I hate about the most in the community. And again, I'm going to say I hate this about the community is whenever we do get something new, like immediately when Codebreaker was announced, this game mode shit, I hate it. Why did you do this? We don't want this. And I'm like, you literally asked them for something new. They give you something new before you even get to try it, or they didn't even explain it. They just said the name, Codebreaker. Oh, it's shit. Oh, it's the worst game mode ever. You hadn't even played it. Like, we're so hypocritical. Like, we want something new. We get something new. We hate it. I understand if you played it and you didn't like it, just wait for that. Like, don't, like, like I said, I went through the comment section of the Codebreaker announcement, and the first 2 minutes of it was being uploaded. This is shit. Fix this. I understand. Fix this. But they're trying to keep you entertained. I understand there's parts that are broken in the game. King of the Ring still has its hiccups. A lot of people don't want to play wild mode. A lot of people think, what do you got? Like I'm going to say this guys here publicly. The botters and the cheaters and stuff are ruining the game. Give my personal opinion. This is just me, guys. If you're not going for the top 10 to 100, you are not affected by the botters. I'm just saying that. If you're not trying to get into the top 10 or 100, even if that, you are not affected because the botters are going to jump that high. They're not going to take your 9,999 spot from LMS. I'm sorry to tell you this, but they're not. The botters are literally trying to get to the top. So if anybody ever comes at me with that excuse, the botters beat me out of the top 10,000. Oh, how much did you play? Oh, I played like an hour the first day, and then I played like 30 minutes the next. I think I found your reason. Like, don't come at me saying, the botters are screwing me over. No.
Yeah, it comes back to like, you know, again, the conversation we had of just people wanting to voice their opinions no matter what.
Yeah, no matter
Positivity, absolutely. Put it out there, sure. Like, just commenting things which you really don't need to say that are negative towards a company or a person or just anything. Like you said, before it's even out, how can you have an opinion on something before it's out if you don't even know what it is?
Yeah, no details, nothing. You just instant.
Nothing. They give you a name and they go, all right, this is something new. You wanted something new? Here is your new. Oh, we don't like this. We want PCC. You want PCC. Is PCC new?
Nope.
Weren't you just complaining that it's the same old stuff?
And
here's something new, which is what you've been asking for, and you complain because it's not something old.
And it's the same thing when you're watching actual WWE, like SmackDown and Raw. You're tired of them pushing the older people, and you want the new people.
Yeah.
So if, say, you keep bringing back all these old people, and you go, yay! But you're the person complaining, like, oh, we want what the new people push. But when they bring back Hogan or somebody, and they're like, oh, nostalgia, yeah, you can't do that. No. It's the same thing.
It's the same with like you know, back in the day when Sting was wrestling in WWE, people like, it's Sting, okay, maybe he should stop. He's at that age, you know. Oh, he's in AEW. Oh my god, this is crazy. He can have matches with so many people. You're kidding. Didn't you just have a different opinion not that long ago?
Yep.
And like you said, like with, you know, the cheaters on the leaderboards, that really doesn't affect you.
No.
At all.
It really doesn't.
Like, I got ranked like 820 something. I didn't do that good. But at the end of the day, that's on me. That's on how I played and how much time
I
I
would
put
say
onto
800 is
that.
really
It's
good.
not, and it's not, I'm not going to say, oh, number one took my spot. I wasn't going to go for number one
Yeah.
anyway. I'm happy with rank 800. I'm not going to say that the 819 people ahead of me were cheating, because that would be a lie.
Yeah.
800 people in front of you cheating? No, it's because you just didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
If you were rank 2 and then you couldn't get rank 1 because of it, I would understand that.
Yeah, I would totally
get that. Yeah, but the fact is, you could have gotten so much higher on that leaderboard. You just chose not to. You barely played the game. And it's just, people were complaining about cheaters before the mode even came out. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really know that for a fact. There's always like something that will happen in the game that the word cheater will get brought into.
Always.
Regardless of what it is. Always something happens in the game. Oh, cheater. But you got rank 2000. Oh, but cheaters. But you weren't going to get top 10. It doesn't.
No,
it
really doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, we're gonna jump off that. Are we going to be getting another? Well, I know it's been a little bit since you've done this. It's actually been about a month, if I'm remembering correctly. Are we gonna get another 1,000 pick video?
Absolutely not. I sat there in a voice call watching movies, and I'm just clicking. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I was counting down. I'm like, all right, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. We did it. Thank God. I have to edit now? Oh, you're kidding.
Shit.
I'm going to be honest. I did not enjoy doing it at all. People can save their dusts and do the dust board. Go for it. When it comes to normal picks, I'm done. I did it once. I can say I've done it. I'm not doing it again. No way. No.
I actually found that video very enjoyable, and I was like, "Oh, what actually can you?" Because I want to do the same thing. And Zom said he was, or if he already did, I didn't pay attention. Like the 10,000 super coins. We want to see what that can get you, and based on picks and pulls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because for me, this has been the best tier, personally, since somewhere in like season 5 when I came back. Because I have a full 37 Road to Glory deck. I have so many pros because just last week during the chart topper, I spent a little over 28,000 super coins just to get my rank, and I had so many pulls and resets and stuff like that I still right now don't know what to do with them. So that's a few days ago. It was after the Codebreaker event where it was just grind. I went live and I was like, let's have some fun. There's going to be no gameplay. Let's delete some cards. You guys let's just make people laugh. And that was like, okay, so that's something different. And I just got to the point, like I said, where I got F2s, F3s, and I'm like, I don't need these guys anymore. Man, let's have some fun with this. Guys, you want to see me delete this? And some people really get mad at that. I got DMs on Twitter. Oh, how dare you delete this card? That was as stupid as it could have made a pro for me. I was like, then get picking? I can't. If I can give it to you, I'd give it to you.
Play the game more. Like Season 7 is the best season when it comes to getting pulls and resets from the board because it's the most accessible now than it has ever been.
Yep.
You have money in the bank. You have PvP, you have the super coin store, you have the exclusive board, which is new. There's all these ways now of getting cards, compared to season 1 when I started, when there was no PvP, there was no money in the bank. You literally played Wild, King of the Ring, and then an event. That was SuperCard in season 1.
That was very boring.
Season 7, years later, season 7, there's all these ways to get it, but you're going to complain because someone played the game the right way. And because someone has extra stuff and is willing to entertain people by going, hey, I don't need this. Bye-bye. People find it funny. People go, oh, you just lost, your card. That's funny. People get angry. But those same people getting angry are the ones that are hating on SuperCard because something that they wanted to happen didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
They've always got something to complain about. They don't play the game because they don't like the game. Someone deletes something from the game, which they don't play anyway, and they're going to have a go at you because you deleted the card. It's like, you're not playing the game in the first place. You wouldn't get the card. Why are you complaining? If you weren't in such like a bad mindset of how terrible the game is and how it doesn't change and everything's the same, you'd be getting these cards too. But people just have the same mindset of, we want PCC back. We want something new. We want this. We want that. You know, like I've put concepts up on Twitter. You know, like that's just my way of saying, hey, this is what I think should be in the game. I'm not going, oh, the game's terrible. I'm saying, hey, this could be something good added to the game.
Yep.
It's a positive way of saying, hey, this is my idea. Do you agree with it? It got reactions. You know, some agreed and some were like, oh, it wouldn't work. I'm like, well, you don't think it would work. I'm not going to reply to your comment, but hey, if you don't think it'll work, that's your opinion. Opinions are a wonderful thing.
Do you think that the dust feature is going to go?
I hope it doesn't, but I've noticed sometimes down the bottom left it might have like a little stopwatch icon. I don't know how often that happens. I have seen it a couple of times. I don't know if that's a sign it could possibly go away. I'm hoping it doesn't. Dusting it's done so much for SuperCard lately.
For the free-to-play people, you get a lot of picks, like a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It keeps people playing the game when there's no event, or if, like, you know, the PvP cycle's down and you've got nothing to do, get to dusting. Spend some super coins and start dusting. Get that card which you were complaining that you don't have. Go to the dust board and get it. I mean, it's a cheap way of, you know, I mean, there's ways where you can spend credits for it, sure. But those people complaining that the game's pay to win, this is a way of doing it for free.
Yeah.
This is your way of getting that free card of your tier. Just dusting's great. It's fantastic. It's like the best thing added to the game. Yeah. I hope it stays. I don't want to see it go.
The only thing that I want, like, to truly change from SuperCard, it's not even like any like mechanics or anything. I just want them to stop calling this a hobby game. This is I can say, like, I'll sit down and play for like 5-6 hours because I'm making content or doing streams or prepping something for content or stream, and I'm still just like, I still haven't gotten this. And I can understand, like, we're doing an event. I'll play like Giants Unleashed. I can't really say it, but for like Codebreaker, you had to sit there and grind. Like,
yeah,
I understand the hobby part might be like, oh, I come in, get my daily coins, do my quest, and then I'm off. That's the hobby part. But I've sat down for several events and played 6-7 hours straight, and then go to sleep, wake up, and I'm like, damn, I got to do this again. That's a job.
Yeah, and like with, you know, Clash and LMS and Codebreaker, the leaderboard modes, I guess, like I call them PvP events, but it's a leaderboard mode. You know, it's, you cannot tell me that the time I am putting into that game during my weekend is a hobby. Yeah, the 4-hour sleep goes to a hobby. You're kidding. You're kidding. The problem, like, it's not even a problem. I enjoy playing the game. Oh, yeah. I've got no problem playing it. It's something I enjoy doing. I just don't see it as a hobby game when you need to put as much time into the game as you do, because it's what you have to do with SuperCard now.
Yep.
You know, it went from, you know, season 1, you play it for a couple hours and then, you know, you wait for an event, check your King of the Ring. That was it. Now there's so much to do in SuperCard. So much to do. And it's, I don't know, I haven't considered it a hobby for quite a while, because it's just, you know, I'd say since like Money in the Bank first came out, it hasn't been a hobby, because you want a Money in the Bank card, you sit there playing your bouts, you watch ads, you start grinding for those cards. It's like at the moment where you're continuously grinding, that's when it stops becoming a hobby, but becomes like, it almost feels like a job, but instead you're not being paid, you're giving them your money. It's the exact opposite of a job while doing the same hours. So I don't know.
Sorry, I'm gonna take that little part. Not you, but this part right here. I thought I heard my kid crying in the back. She's napping.
Yeah, you're good.
But for the amount of people who say, who I'm so we get to the free to play people, amount of people who are saying this is the worst season for free to play people, you are clearly doing something wrong. You were 100% doing something wrong, because I've seen, just on Codebreaker, I wouldn't say hundreds, that'd be over exaggerating, but I've seen plenty of people. Like, if anybody ever owns Twitter, goes on Twitter and you just go into the search bar and type #WWE SuperCard and you just go through see what people are talking about. I do that at least once a day. and seeing how many people like will put in F2P like free to play, and they're like, oh, I got the card free to play, and I'm just like, this is amazing. Like this is really good. People are free to play, and then I'll go and see. I'll scroll through my Twitter feed. Oh, free to play, and I couldn't get the card, and I'm just like, but I'm seeing all these people doing it. I understand if time restraints, yes, but if you set out an hour a day, not even an hour, 30 minutes, take a break. Everybody goes to the potty, pull it up, play it on a potty. Like,
yeah,
it's you don't have to get top 100 for the card. Break into 9,999. Get that card. You're gonna get the card. It might not be the best stats than everybody else, but hey, you got the card. If the only person stopping you from grinding in SuperCard as of right now is literally you. They're giving you the opportunity. They're giving you the things to do it. You just have to have the motivation to do it. Same thing goes. I'm gonna rewind it back here. Same thing goes for us as content creators. If we don't feel the need to I'm in this mode right now where I'm just like, I gotta go stream. I don't want to do this because I just kind of want to sit back and relax. But it's that motivation factor. It's like if you don't have that drive, that's why I wish they come out with like, I wouldn't say new things, but new tiers and stuff a little bit faster, just a little bit. Or at least if they do drop tiers, 2, maybe 3. It doesn't have to be the full 3 like they do for new season and stuff, but just give us a little bit extra for the actual hardcore grinders, or have I don't know why, but this popped back in my head just now. They were like, oh, if they ever come out with a SuperCard 2.0, like they wipe and come out with a new game, they should have like a game for the hardcore and a game for the casual players. And I was like, that's gonna be really bad. So that means
that then separates the community.
Yeah, I was like, that's gonna be very bad.
Like one group on one game playing the same thing. You don't want to be like, oh, well, there's this thing, I guess, if you don't want to play this much, and then everyone goes to that, and the other game suffers. It's like, well, if you're not liking the pace that the game's going at, and you don't like what's happening in the game, then maybe it's not the game for you. Like, like you said, it goes back to the whole free-to-play, people being able to do it, but then there's those people who just complain. Those people who are complaining just don't have enough time in the day to play the game, and if that's the case, maybe the game's not for you. You can't blame your, I guess, lack of free hours on a video game. You can't do that, because at the end of the day, it falls back on what happens in you and your life. It's just a video game. At the end of the day, life comes first, and if your life's busy, don't go online and blame everyone else. It kind of just goes back onto you and how you want to treat your busyness. You want to spend however long you've got playing a game, sure, go for it. You want to go online and complain about it, maybe don't do that. That's the problem. Yeah, it's just people who are busy complain that they're busy. If you don't have the time, don't blame other people. It's that simple.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's crazy. Damn it, my brain is going like 3 different ways right now. There was a question that I was going to bring up about SuperCard and what we were just talking about, but it's literally just vanished out of my head as we were talking. Oh, damn it. No. Hold on. Look something. I think it's because I was looking at something and then it gave me the remembering. It was. Nope, I got nothing. It's literally, it left my brain. Oh gosh. Let me look. No, I don't like this. I don't like going brain dead. I'm literally like, I have 3 more questions, but there was something I was going to do coming up to that. Oh, there we go. It's the same question that I have in other streams. I mean, in other videos. I would like you don't have to answer this. Give me 2 people who you think are overrated in the SuperCard community, or you can give me, this is the second one, 2 people overrated, 2 people underrated. You can choose not to answer.
I'll go underrated. I don't really want to go overrated because I feel like as a community, everyone's growing. I don't think anyone's at that like big level, I mean, JB's up there, sure, but he was streaming at the perfect time where no one was really making content for the game. That's not really overrated. That's just being smart when you started. Yep. I guess underrated, I'd say. I'm gonna be biased, Bullfrog and Deej and Chance and Goddess, I'm going to be biased because, they're my friends. And I'm just going to say, I feel like Twitch in general, when it comes to the Supercard category, is a bit underrated too.
Mm-hmm.
It, as cliche as that sounds, the category itself is underrated because you go on there could be streamers with like 1 viewer, 2 viewers, 3 viewers, like barely any. But then, you watch their streams and you're like, wow, they deserve more viewers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just people aren't very flexible when it comes to other content, like I guess it's sort of, when you were saying before about when JB goes live, there's like hundreds of people going to go watch him. But as soon as he goes offline, everyone just vanishes, like they don't stick around to watch anyone else because it's like, oh, okay, he's live, I'll watch him. He's not live, I'm going to turn it off.
Yep.
But then there's other streamers there who are just like, well, you're streaming because A, you enjoy doing it, B, you enjoy the game, and you also want to try and grow a community at the same time.
Yep.
But it's really hard, it's like you're always trying to grow the community. You're always trying to, streaming is just a continuing growth, I guess. Like like I said earlier, you've never made it. Yeah, you've never made it. You're always trying to grow. And I guess just like the Twitch category in general, you've got good days where you have like so many viewers, and then you've got bad days where the viewers might drop down a little bit because there's nothing happening in the game. But like the thing is, it should stay up that way because I just feel like Twitch SuperCard just needs more eyes on it.
Yep. I
don't feel like there's realistically that many people watching SuperCard on Twitch.
If I think if people like I think I do like about Twitch is the rating. Like you'll send your people to anybody else, which I see you raid. And I think,
love raiding. Yeah.
I think that's the best thing. And I've watched. I can clearly say thousands of hours of like growing YouTube, growing Twitch, and then I've seen several people say, don't raid smaller channels. Like, don't raid people with 1 to 2 viewers or no viewers. And I'm just, as soon as they said that, and they like give the reason, it was like, and they were like, oh, the reason is because that return will not come back to you. I was like, that is the exact mindset of somebody who has made it. And it's like they don't have that. But if you're a low, if somebody raids me with 2 people with 1 person, hooray! What's going on? Or if I'm raiding, I'm sending like my average on stream is like 14 people. If there's 1 person, I'm entertaining that 1 person. But if I'm rating somebody with 14 viewers to somebody who is 1 viewer, there was this 1 person, I can't remember who, but he said Moz, shout out to Moz on YouTube, MUAZZ. He said, if you're streaming to 10 people, remember, if you put those 10 people in a room, you're streaming to a nice good chunk of people. So that's the way I started thinking of it. If I'm streaming to 10, 15 people, 10, 15 people in a room is a lot of people. That's a small party. So, like, that's my mindset of it. And a lot of people, like, lose, like, I've seen several people, and some people I'm really close with, they'll end their stream after 15 minutes because they have 1 to 2 people in the stream. And they're chatting, and it's just like, oh, well, there's not people here that I want. I'm going to end the stream. And I'm like, why? You've been streaming for 15 minutes. Like, let people get their day, do their day. It's just the time that you're streaming. Let it pick up. Let people share your stream. Yeah. Let people, even if you stream for like an hour and somebody's ending their stream and they might see you and you get rated by them, boom, exposure. Don't stream for 15 minutes and then complain about growth or something like that. It's not going to happen. If you're not putting in the time, not putting in the effort, don't, like you said earlier, don't complain. Like, just don't.
Yeah. It's I'm still got that mindset now where I focus way too much on numbers, like way too much. The thing that D just helped me a lot when it comes to streaming, and one of the things that King said to me is don't focus on numbers, turn it off. Don't look at it, focus on who's there, not trying to get more people into it. It's like you want to make sure that the people who are watching you feel like they've made the right choice to watch you. Like, there's other streamers there. They've taken the time out of their day. They could have done whatever they wanted during the day. They've taken their time out of the day to come and say hello to you, check out what you're doing, and have a conversation with you. And if you're going, oh, it's been okay, where are the other people? you've just got the wrong mindset, because then they're just like, oh, well, okay, you're just looking for more people. I guess I'll leave. And your viewers go down because you've just got that bad mindset, you know? Like I said, I've still got that. I've got like a starting soon screen, right? So before I start streaming, I will leave that for like 5-6 minutes, whatever. It sits there.
Same.
If I've got my drink, I'm ready to go, I would look at that view counter and I'm like, well, that's really low. That's low. And then I start getting in my own head before I even start. There's been times where I've never even left the counter because I've just gotten super anxious. And I'm like, well, there's not many people here. I'm in my own head. I'm done. You just got to push through it. Because, you know, the longer you're live, the more eyes are likely to see what you're doing. I've started a stream with 4 people watching, and I've ended a stream with 50 to 60 people watching. You know, like just yesterday, I started with like 4 people again, and I finished with 30. I rated those 30 people into someone else. You know, like I'm all for trying to help out that small streamer because I still feel like I'm there. I know for a fact I'm still there. And I sort of, I guess it's that feeling of knowing that person is so happy because of the support you've given them. And it's just, I don't know, like, I guess like back when I started streaming, right? Like when you had the 1 or 2 viewers, I wish someone did that for me. I wish someone came in and said, hey, here's the raid. How's it going? Have a conversation, whatever. I wish people were doing that for me. Like, I think it was a couple of years ago when I started, I had like a big chunk of break from streaming. But like back then, there wasn't really that many people streaming. You know, there was JB, there was Hughie, there was a couple other people. There wasn't really too many. So I guess like now it's about building up the community and everyone in it, other than saying, oh, okay, well, let's rate this person, build them up. Maybe not them because they're new. Doesn't matter if they're new or not. They're still streaming. They're still trying to do the exact same thing as everyone else. And that's make content. You shouldn't leave them out or not support them just because you don't know who they are. The reason you don't know who they are is because you haven't clicked on their content in the first place. So
very true.
I'm getting a little, I don't know, I'm getting a little too emotional and invested in what I'm saying.
That just shows the passion for it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like I'm always trying to rate someone new. Each time I'm rating someone, I'm like, okay, who's someone I haven't rated before? Because it's all about helping out everyone in the community, giving everyone that, you know, that time of more eyes on them, you know? Because if there's a way to go, okay, well, this person has 1 or 2 viewers, I can give them 30 eyes looking at them. I'm more than happy to do that. Absolutely. You know, because then that's how people can get started is out of those 30, even if there's 1 or 2 people that go, I like this guy, I'm going to follow him. I feel like I've done something.
Yeah, that's 1 or 2 more than he had before. And you helped guide him that way.
And then, and next time he streams, those 1 or 2 people could go and say hi to him and be in his chat. And that's just how people can grow. It's like a signal boost.
All right, 2 final questions, and we can wrap this up. We've been doing this for over an hour.
Jesus.
Yeah. So do you want, I know SuperCard is your community and your thing. Do you ever want to be known as the personality, or do you want to be known as the SuperCard streamer?
I want to try and keep what I'm doing similar. So I want to try and keep it somewhat wrestling related because I feel like that's what I know. If it moves on to, you know, 2K22, sure, I'm more than happy to do it. I love the 2K series.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like SuperCard's where I started. I'm always going to do something 2K20. SuperCard related.
We just don't talk about that one.
You know, SuperCard's where I started. I've been playing SuperCard literally since day one. Literally since day one. I ran across the app accidentally, and I've been playing it since. You know, it's been a part of my life for the past 7 years. Yeah. So that's always going to have something to do with it. But I don't know, wrestling wise is probably where I'd want to keep making content because I guess, I mean, yeah, that's where I'm known for, but that's also what I feel comfortable doing.
Yeah, that's where you're happy.
That's not, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
see, that's for me, that's why I'm branching into more just WWE things. Like I'm going to be covering 2K22. I'm actually really hyped for that. And I still remember playing N64 No Mercy. For those OG wrestling people, they all know that it was a fun game. And then I advanced up whenever GameCube came out. I was playing Raw and Raw 2, WrestleMania, was it 18, 19? I can't remember which one it was. I remember playing that, and ever since then, I've owned every single wrestling, like WWE game has come out. I have all digitally, and if I ever want to revisit, I even have an emulator where I'm playing Here Comes the Pain and SmackDown vs. Raw, just to like relive those good days.
Yeah.
Because I know that's what I like, and I don't think it'll ever change. So it's good to, like you said, you might branch out into wrestling, because it does keep into like the niche of wrestling, and it helps expand, because everybody's gonna have that when I have that break from watching SuperCard. Like SuperCard is gonna get like every season it has its stale moments every season.
Yeah.
And if anybody says, "Oh, SuperCard, it's always boring," and so no, if you think it's boring, whenever a new tier drops, the first couple hours, go on Twitch or YouTube and just type up SuperCard and see how many people are alive, or how many videos are already uploaded like that quick. No, it just gets to the point where it's like meh. So it's good to have, like you said, 2K or like y'all's podcast. I love y'all's podcast. Where y'all do the wrestling reviews and things like that. That's amazing. I want to do something like that, but I was like, but I really do hope that, and I've seen other people pick it up since y'all started doing it too. So y'all started a little wave there, and I was like, congrats. I like that.
That was cool to see, you know. We've got a group chat, and Deej was like, I kind of want to do this pod. We weren't too sure what we were going to do with it. You know, and it's like, oh, we'll talk about wrestling. We'll talk about what happened during the week. I think the first pay-per-view we did was, oh God, I don't even remember. It was a couple of months ago.
Was it a WrestleMania? No.
I don't think it was Mania, because I remember we spoke about Rumble. I think it was whatever was before Rumble. Maybe. I could be wrong.
I can't even think that far back.
But, you know,
now.
we just... Yeah, oh, me neither. I don't even remember, man. And we just had fun doing it. And we're like, well, let's keep doing it. And we just kept doing it. And I guess like we're sort of having a break from it at the moment. It will come back. It's just, I guess,
that was going to be the next question. When is it coming back?
Yeah, it will be back. It's sort of just, we've decided to focus on you know, our own streaming and YouTube. Try and sort of focus on that and help build that, other than, you know, working in a group project. Because I guess like if we all build ourselves up, then, you know, it's going to be more fun making the pod. You know, there's going to be more eyes on the pod, more people listening to it.
Yep.
There was talks of even organizing it for Spotify. I think we got to a point where all we needed to do was just send it in and it was done. But it's just, you know, we also didn't want to force out content if we weren't feeling it.
Yeah.
And I guess like it got to a point where there were certain days where we all couldn't be in it. You know, those days I've had time off, there's days other people have had time off, and it's sort of hard trying to organize one day a week for everyone to be free. That was a big problem. But I mean, it's cool to see other people want to start doing it too. I mean, hell, that's more content. You know, if we're not doing the pod, I'm more than happy to go watch something else. It's the same with streaming. If I'm not streaming, I'm in the SuperCard category watching other people. I'm a big lurker. Look in your chats. I'm probably there. And it's, I don't know. It's not bad to see other people trying the right thing, because it shows that you've done something right. If other people are going, hey, that's a good idea and that's working, let's try that. Yep. That's a compliment, you know. It's a compliment that people think that much of what we've done that they want to try it themselves.
Yep. It's the sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was basically, I was going to wrap it up with that. It was like, what are we having next from the Aussies, as some people call you?
We get called a lot of things. We don't really have a group name. We just get called the Aussies. So I guess that's it. We're the Aussies.
Right. Whatever works. Oh no, I've heard Aussies and I've heard Smooch Boys. And I'm just like,
I've heard Smooch Boys, Aussies, Aussie Smooch.
Aussie Smooch.
Yeah, there's been a few names.
The guys with the weird accents.
Yeah,
I've seen that once.
I'm apparently the British Jordan. I get that now. I go into someone's stream and I'm the British Jordan.
I'm looking I'm looking at that person on Twitter right now who says that.
Yeah, I'm like, really? British? Really? No.
He calls the Aussies Brits and the Brits Aussies.
Yeah, he does.
And it really pisses off the Brits. And he's like, I'm not an Aussie. And it was like, it really pisses him off. And I'm just like, oh, he's working you up. But yeah, you know exactly who you are. I actually got called, oh man, I forgot what it was, but it was something that I actually had to Google. I can't remember right now, but I had to Google, and I was like, That's very far off from what I am. I'm gonna have to look it up because he DM'd me. I'm not gonna get into that. But that was actually it. An hour into this, and for me, it's been great. I can't speak for you, but this has been very fun.
It's been good, yeah.
Again, for if you've watched Anima, at the very end, I always give people their own time to talk about whatever they want, shout out whoever they want. You can curse me out if you want. Do whatever it is you want to do. So I'm going to give you a minute to just talk, do whatever it is, and go for it.
All right, I can't see the timer, but I'm going to try it. Twitter, if you want to follow me on Twitter, at @JordanSC. Hey, there's a timer. At @JordanSC. Follow me on Twitch. Twitch is JordanSC. YouTube is JordanSC as well. It's the one with the thunder and the logo. It's got that. It's not the French channel, which happens when you search up my name. That's not me. Also, you can search up the Aussie Boys, which I'll do a little plug for. King Kitten, Not Goddess, Changa 10, and Bullfrog Funtime. Check them out. They're great guys. I talk to them nearly daily. They do good content, and that's not me being biased. They generally do good content. Shout out to those boys. They also stream. Deej streams. Bullfrog's mainly YouTube. Bullfrog's YouTube. Chance is doing Chance's things, and Goddess is mainly YouTube as well. And that's the plug.
I will have, if I can remember, I most likely will, I will have everybody's link down in the description that he has mentioned. I will also try and have their Twitter also down below, so if you guys wanted to go follow them, of course, Jordan will have all of his links first. So make sure you go follow him on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Do you have an open Discord?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
I will try and get your Discord from you as well, so send me that right after we're done, and I will have all that down in the description below. This was really fun. I might try, I've reached out to the other Aussies, the Brits, and see if I can get them on. I know, like I said, time constraints are very thing, but this was fun for me. I really did enjoy it. Felt like I got to know you a little bit more. I'm going to be trying to do a follow-up video with people I've already done an interview with and try something a little different. That's not an interview. I'll be getting onto that a little bit later, but it's just for something for people to think about. So hopefully this isn't the last that they see of you on my channel. But for those who did enjoy, like I said, all his links are down in the description below. Go check him out. Go follow. Go spam him. Go jump to his streams and be a little kooky, but don't be too mean. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this. I will see you guys later. Bye.